In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media, wherever you may find me. I am known as the Mighty One, the Mighty, 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 Angel Snuffing Up 7, and I am your soul brother, number one. Well, it is a Sunday evening, and it is a wonderful time because we are alive. And as long as we are alive, there is hope that things that are bad can get better. As long as as long as we're alive, we can evolve as long as we are alive. We don't have to get worse, we can get better. And if there is something that is bad, we can always work to make it better or improve. I want to say something to us very quickly. First of all, I want to send greetings to all those in the chat room, all those who will be in the chat room, all those who will listen to these words later on. I want to send a shout out to those who are on my Facebook, because this broadcast is being simulcast with Facebook. Those on Facebook who will be listening to these words as I speak them live right now and later on, I very much appreciate it. And it is surely an honor that you would give your brother a few moments of your time. It is really an honor. And you have been, or many of you have been listening to Angel Snuffing Up 7 almost the whole 11 years that I have been on social media. And I very much appreciate it. You refuse to allow your brother to go extinct. You refuse to allow your brother to die. Now, of course, you don't have any control over life, but you do have control over what you will and will not support on social media. And this also goes for those who don't necessarily would agree with my words, but the overall and the most important premise of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth is simply the liberation of an oppressed people from that oppression. That should be number one priority. All your beliefs and all your opinions and all your own personal ideas, that's not important. We should learn how to be able to set aside personal wants for what is in the best interest of the whole. But of course, we know, and I know, that so many are selfish. So many have a personal agenda. They use that oppression. They use this Black liberation. They use Black struggle for their own needs. You call them race hustlers. They use our suffering, this bad condition we find ourselves in, to make a job for themselves, to employ themselves, to make a living for themselves within the racism that they claim they don't like, that they fight against, but they have learned how to make a job out of suffering. You should question that type of activity. You should question that type of action. You should question that mindset. And then you wonder why nothing has been accomplished. Your condition, nothing has happened for your betterment since the civil rights era. And they done the best they could because they didn't really know how or what to do against such a vicious, cunning, intelligent enemy. It's so many things that hold us back. And one of the things that hold us back, which it should not, but many of us allow it to, because we want to force that on others. It should not hold us back. It hinders development because you want others to be like you, whatever you feel you are. One of the problems, one of the things, the main things within the so-called Black community, one of the main things within ourselves that hinders our progress to bring a solution to our problem of this oppression once and for all is our inability to understand our own belief in God. Now, those of you who have followed my page, you know that I reject all gods. I reject all spirituality. However, if you really look at the God, if you really look at the God, God does not want you to suffer. God does not want you to be oppressed. But at the same time, the God is telling you, you cannot wait on the God. It says very clearly, if you take one step, the God will take 2 steps. But you don't do anything. You sit back on your ass and you think somebody is going to do something for you. You think somebody's going to do your thinking for you. You think somebody is going to do your dying for you. You think somebody's going to do your struggle for you. And so you sit back and you put all responsibility on the God. And you do this because you praise God. And you give God your all. But clearly, your teachers even say or tell you that this is your struggle. You got to do this. If you don't change the condition, it will not be changed. God can help you. But until you decide enough is enough, nothing is going to change. So God gave you the tools. God gave you hands. God gave you a brain. You refuse to use your hands properly. You refuse to use your brain in an appropriate manner so that you can solve the problem or the situation that you're in. You refuse to do that. That's not God's fault. That is your fault. Just like your parents, just like your community. Your parents raise you and teach you and tell you all that they know so that you can survive in this world. And the community gives you an education, offers you skills and education and all those different things. So if you find yourself homeless on the street, you cannot blame that society in a lot of cases. Of course, in the case of the so-called Negro, we know that many of the things that should be available to us, we know we have been denied for going on 400 years. So now we have a circumstance of injustice. I want to say this to us. When I come before us and I want to talk about God, by no means is it my intent to disrespect, make mockery of anyone's belief system, your religion, or your spirituality. As far as I'm concerned, spirituality and religion is the same thing. There's no difference, except when you say I'm spiritual, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel as though you are different. How are you different? You are a worshiper of the dead. You're waiting for strange supernatural powers. You're looking for demons and spooks and goblins, and just like those are in religion. What makes you different? You can fly out of your body and all this other, turn into a ball of gas, all kinds of things. I want to welcome my Christian friend, Syrian. And Syrian says, not all of us have the tools to do anything. Only the wise know what to do. Then your God has failed you. Then your God is playing favoritism. Because the same ability your brain has, I should be able to have some of that also. So your God plays favoritism, just like your God puts Jesus on a pedestal and you are a nobody. Your God plays favorites. This is the reason why I have a problem with your God, because your God plays favorites. It's all about Prophet Muhammad. It's all about Jesus. It's all about Moses. It's all about Abraham and Lot. He has picks. This God has picks and chooses. These people are smart. These people are special. And everybody else is stupid and dumb. You give to one, but you won't give to another. I have a problem with your God. So the topic for the few minutes that we're going to be here, the topic that I've chosen is God has no power. And so we have Syrian responding to my words saying the wise seek knowledge and earn it through sacrifice. That's how they become wise. Excuse making for your God. Excuse making. When it's all said and done, these are picks. This one is more special than the other one. Everybody should seek knowledge. Everybody should earn it through sacrifice. Why is this one special and this one is not? Why everybody can't seek this knowledge? And why do you have to seek the knowledge? It should be given to you. Why you got to search and find? Why is it hidden? Why is it a secret? I have questions for that. I got a problem with that. It should be available for every man, woman, and child. You shouldn't have to sacrifice nothing. You shouldn't have to seek nothing. Your parents gave you the knowledge. You didn't have to run around and seek nothing. If you live in a decent society, society gives you your knowledge. And then once you get certain knowledge, then you add on to it if you want to. And you seek to learn more. But there's a basic foundation that everybody should have. Then, of course, you're always going to have those who will be able to, as they say, fly above or go a little higher. But all of us should not be in a position where we feel as though Jesus is special. What's special about Jesus? What's special about Muhammad? What's special about all these divine folks? You picking and choosing. So you look at yourself And even though you are supposed to be a child of God also, you look at yourself as nothing. Jesus is greater than you. Muhammad is greater than you. Everybody, Farrakhan, the men of God, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, all these, Joel Osteen, they better than you. You have been deceived. You have been tricked. You have not been moved into the correct mindset. You have been put into a slave-like mentality, and you think like a slave. And so it should not be any shock that you are living in a slave-like condition. Even though you have God. You have God, but you don't have no power. You go to church and you listen to songs. You go to church and you seek knowledge. And you seek wisdom, but it does not give you any power. Your condition remains the same. You continue to live with racists. You continue to sing, "We shall overcome." You continue to suffer and die. Not only dark-skinned people, but all over the earth, wherever you find God, you will find suffering and death, exploitation. The people have no power. Now, brother, I am told that the word God means power. So how can the creator of the universe be powerless? I'm going to show you. Very simple, very easy. When I go home, or in your home, most of you are connected to a power source. Many of you have gas in your house, electricity in your house. And when you go to your stove or heater, or you turn on the lights, they say you cut on the power. When you turn on the lights, when the lights go out, if the gas go out, they say the power has gone out. And what does that power do? When you turn on the lights in your house, you can shave. You can read a book under lights. You can use your computer. All kinds of things because you are connected to a power source. That power source gives you power. The power source gives you power. You're connected to a power source. When you go to your gas oven, you put your Roman noodles on the stove and you warm it up so you're able to eat. You're connected to power. Power gives you power when you're connected to a power source. So now, if God is power, if God has power, you tell me there are people and there are men who claim to be men of God. So if you are a man of God, that means, or a woman of God, that means you are connected to this power source. Either the switch is off, or either what you call God has no power. If you go to your home and turn on a switch, if you go to your home and turn on the gas and there's no gas, there's no lights, that means something has happened. That means you're no longer connected to a power source. You are a man of God. So you claim. But you don't exhibit no power. What power do these people, they claim they are men and women of God, and they are connected to God, which is power. But you, what do, show me. Show me your power. You don't have no power when you beg people for money every Sunday so that you can drive in your rich Cadillacs and Lexuses and all these fancy cars. You're not getting your money from no God. You're getting your power. You're getting your money from the people that don't know no better. If you are connected to a power source like God, what you need their little money, their little tithes for? What you need it for? If you are connected to a power like God, then somebody like Donald Trump, the president of the United States, or any world power, if God had power, they would listen to you, but they don't. Because they don't see you and your power. They see a lot of songs, a lot of dances, a lot of rhetoric, singing and dancing and talking a whole lot of crap. When you turn on the switch, your light's not going to come on. Your gas not going to come on. You need a real power source. That's what you need. A real power source. Where is the power? There was an old commercial for Wendy's, I believe, or either it was Burger King. The little old lady said, "Where's the beef? Where's the power?" I was listening to some Hebrew Israelites. And y'all talk about God all day and all night. But you don't see the power. It's a bunch of rhetoric. Where is the power? The only time that you see God exhibits any kind of power is in the Bible, 2,000, 3,000, whatever years ago. How does power from 3,000 years ago help you in 2019? Where is the power? Where is the beef? You don't have any power. So don't come to me telling me and bragging to me about God. Because if your God shown any kind of power, I will be happy to get on that soul train. Because I want some power. I'm looking at you, I don't see any power. Your condition don't change. God has done nothing for the people since the writing of the Bible, but y'all foam at the mouth every day. What God gonna do? Louis Farrakhan, every year, every president, he always make a speech to the president of the United States. God is gonna do this. I warn you in the name of God. And these people who do have power and influence, because if the president of the United States wanted to throw me or any of us in jail, the only thing they have to do is charge us with domestic terrorism, a suspected terrorism. And off we go. Because they have the power over others that will use their body to throw your body in a prison cell. And the reason why God has no power is because God does not exist. There's something that y'all always say. Y'all say, well, you know, God is a just God. God allows it to rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If God had power, God can determine that the wicked won't get a drop of water. Matter of fact, do you know if the United States could control the rain and can control the sun and all these different things, they would only allow the sun and the rain to rain down on those who they like and the sun shine on who they like, if they could control it, if you had the power. The reason why God allows the rain to fall on the righteous and the unrighteous and the sun to shine on the righteous and the unrighteous is because God has no power. God can't control it. Whether you like it or not, has no power. That's the reason why. You make excuses for a God because this God does not exist and there is no power. And you make excuses. And I'll tell you the reason why. See, look, the reason why you believe, have this deep feeling of God. Well, you know, black people, we are spiritual people. That's your problem. You are spiritual people. That's why you got your ass whooped. Because you think somebody dead gonna come out the ground and help you. You think some alien, some spooks and spirits is gonna come and do something for you. You spiritual. Let's look at that word spiritual. The first part of the word is spirit. And then the second part of the word is ritual. You cannot get a spirit unless you have something that was alive that died. Then you get a spirit. So you have something that was dead, that was alive, and you begin to worship the dead. That's where, if you, for y'all, those of you who do y'all research, then you know that spirituality emanates or it comes from worship of the dead. That's what spirituality is. And religion, all that stuff, all of it goes hand in hand, it's all together. There is no difference. Worship of the dead, fear of the unknown, fear of the unknown. So you fear death and you worship the dead because you don't want to die. You want to live and live forever and go on and on. A piece of grass can die, a cow can die, but no, you ain't gonna die. The only thing you're gonna do is transition. The only thing you're gonna do is change forms. You're gonna always live. You're gonna turn into a ball of gas or a lightning bolt or something. You will never die. You're gonna live forever and ever and ever and ever. Based on what? What is it that we know that lives forever and go on and on and on? Scientists say that one day our sun will go out because that which gives the sun power, that energy, those gases will be burned up and it goes out. I am told that energy dies. I'm told energy does not die. If energy does not die, that means the battery that you have in your flashlight lasts forever because that's energy. Energy dies. Energy can only last as long as that which gives it its life. Whatever gas or whatever structure that causes it to do what it's doing, as soon as it's used up, it goes into nothingness. So you can light a match. As soon as whatever it is that keeps that flame alive, soon as it's over, then the match goes out. The match is energy. The bulb in your house, as soon as those gases or whatever it is that's interacting to make the light, as soon as it's used up, your light bulb goes out. energy dies. In our reality, things die. It don't make no difference whether you accept it or not. It's not my reality. That's just the way things is, whether you like it or not. There's no evidence of what you're talking about. There's no evidence to support none of this stuff that y'all talking about. But why are black folks so spiritual? Black folks are so spiritual because we are like those of us who have been through trauma. Those of us who have been through abuse. Many people who have been through abuse and neglect and exploitation, what they do, many of them begin to use their brain to make up a world of their own. That's what they do. And sometimes it goes overboard. And some of us, some of these people who have suffered abuse and exploitation, sometimes they begin to form multi-personality. That's when you have multi-personality disorder. They begin to become more than just one person. More than one person, one mentality lives inside one body. So you have children, when many of them are in an abusive situation, and a lot of times they don't even have to be in an abusive situation. Children create a make-believe world. And that's what we do. We have been given a make-believe world so that we don't have to deal with reality. And those of you who don't really dwell in the make-believe world, that's why you need to believe in God and His power. Even though it's clear, you don't see no power. You don't see nothing. Anything that happened to you of good, you have to pretend God done it for you. You can't prove it. You can't prove God done nothing for you. You can't prove it. You make believe. But that's what happens to people. So we are a people who have suffered great trauma 400 years. So 400 years of slavery. And you don't see no way out. You turn to God. You turn to this make-believe, these beliefs, because you need a way out. Because the reality is there is no way out. There is no hope. So maybe if I die and go to the make-believe world, things will be better. And we still do that to this day. We suffer. We don't have no job. We got a disease. We've been discriminated against. We got a bully. Whatever your problem is, we begin to focus and we begin to have faith in these make-believe worlds. That's why you are asked to believe. You don't know. You are asked to believe. Belief does not require facts. Belief does not require for you to know nothing. Just have faith and believe. So the slaves for 400 years, oh God, you know, take me to another place. Get me out of this. So when I die, I'm going to come be with you. It's going to be better. There's no evidence that even if this was true, that you would be going to a better life. There's no evidence to suggest. You might be you might die and go to something even worse. Nobody has come from the dead to tell us about some world outside of this reality. Not one person. Well, you say, you keep talking about the Bible. The person Lazarus and even Jesus himself never described what death is. Never described what it is on the other side. Never. Y'all talk a lot about God, and you say that the Bible and the Quran is the book of God. There's no evidence, you don't show nothing where you can prove that God wrote this book. It's filled with stories of people that claim that God said this and God said that. That's what it is. Now, this God has all this power. You mean to tell me God don't know how to read and write? Why does God have to reveal information to these special people that he chooses? He ain't revealing nothing to you. He's not revealing nothing to me. These special divine folks. All of us should know this information. But God only speaks to certain folks. You don't mean nothing, and I don't mean nothing. Nevertheless, the Bible, the Quran, these religious books is nothing but hearsay information because God ain't wrote nothing. God has not wrote nothing. So-and-so said that God said. The Prophet Muhammad could not read or write at all. So we know God did not write the Quran. It was revealed. Why God got all this power, but you need to go through a middleman in order to tell the people or bring the people a message? What you need that for? Because God has nothing to do with the Bible. The God has nothing to do with the Quran or any of this religious stuff. God does not exist. You get your information from men. Men in 2000, men and women in 2019, and men and women 5,000, 6,000, 2,000 years ago, whatever. Never come from no God. And those who control these belief systems, those on the top, you see they are living good. And those who are poor, those who are illiterate, you see they continue to suffer. You don't have nothing except your faith and your belief. You don't even care about the fact that those people who are claiming to be men and women of God living so good. When your examples in the Bible and Quran, most of those people were poor. Jesus was not rich. Jesus was a poor man. Matter of fact, many of them was walking. They did not even have a donkey to ride. But y'all give your last dime to these suckers, men of God. This God, I question the mentality of this God. One of the things that y'all really love to do is threaten people with going to hell. When I was a child, they used to scare me. As an adult person, that don't scare me. I don't want to do righteousness. I don't want to be a good person because I'm scared of going to hell. I want to be a good person because it's good for me and I like doing good things for others. I want to live a good life. Not because I'm going to go to hell. That don't scare me. God is a punk. God is a punk a bully picking on little guys. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to send you to hell, to eternal damnation. Why? Because you got all this power, you a big bully. Because if I had power, if I had that kind of power, if I was just big and bad as you wouldn't say a damn thing to me. Because if you notice, God don't threaten the devil. God don't do nothing against the devil, the #1 troublemaker. God don't do nothing against the devil. But God would turn around and flood the earth of human beings. God would kill all the homosexuals and all the so-called wicked people in Sodom and Gomorrah. But God don't touch the devil, but the devil is the #1, is the one who's behind it all. That don't make any sense. How do you stop drugs? The only way you can really stop drugs is you have to stop the main ones who bring in the drugs in. You don't stop drugs by taking little Billy on the corner to jail every other week. That's not how you stop drugs. You stop drugs by dealing with the real source of the problem. The devil is the real main source of the problem. The demons, all these wicked entities, these characters. But God don't do nothing to them. God would rather kill you and me. So I'm not, God don't impress me. You a bully, you a punk. You jump on others that don't have any power. And you know something? This God is a jealous God. Here you are, you got all the power, you the creator. What the hell is God jealous of? I'm a jealous God. What you jealous of? That's my question. What are you, God, what are you jealous of? Who else got your kind of power? What are you jealous? You know something? It reminds me of when I had a $2,000 car, but it was a really, really pretty car. And it was 11 years old on my block. And people had brand new cars sitting on the block. Don't you know these people who had brand new cars on the block was jealous of my little $2,000 car? And this is how this God sounds like. You got a brand new car. What you jealous of me for? It makes no sense, y'all. It makes no sense. What are you jealous of? And the way I look at the devil or Satan is this devil person is getting a bad rap. But to me, the way I look at this as Satan or the devil is this is a guy, this is an angel who got tired of being bullied around, got tired of being somebody's slave. Because when you talk about God, you're talking about serve God, be a slave. You are a slave. And this devil person got tired of being a slave, tired of being your flunky. Oh, see, that's it. And so the devil becomes the bad guy. When in reality, the devil is the good guy. Because this devil is not asking you to do this and to do that. He's allowing you to enjoy your life how you want to do, because it's your life. He's not, and the devil's not making no threats to you. Well, if you don't do what I say, I'll do this to you, and making threats and all. And the devil is not going around flooding people out and killing folks, and he's jealous and all this other stuff. This God has an anger management problem. If this God was a human being, you would not like this God. Because this God got a lot of problems, and this guy is faking the funk, trying to be somebody he's not, because clearly he don't have any power. Or she don't have any power. Why God can't be a she? Why God can't be gender neutral? Why is all the special people men? What happened to the women? Women too stupid to be a prophet? Women too stupid to be special and divine? It's all about Lot, Noah, Joseph. They talk about Mary and some other folks now and then. So I can help you in the chat room. They said, God get on my nerves more than the devil. You know what you don't know. If this God really was protecting you and doing something for you, there's nothing I could say. If this God was really doing something for you, brothers and sisters, Hebrew Israelite, Moor, Muslim, Kemetic, your spirituality or whatever it is, if these gods, you keep talking about the ancestors, your ancestors are not going to do a damn thing for you. They are dead and gone. They have no power. When I open up my talk in the name of our ancestors, all thing I'm doing is simply giving honor to those before me. No more, no less. I am not expecting the ancestors to do nothing. In the chat room, my Christian friend Syrian is saying, women are the weaker vessels. Why would you want to continue to believe in a God and you a woman and this God has made you a weaker vessel? You weak. And then this God put men in charge, and look what men have done to the world. If you don't like the world, it's controlled and ruled by men, not women. And these men have messed up our lives. But they are supposed to be stronger and smarter. Look what they've done. You have child pornography, child molestation, rape, murder, drunkenness. The list goes on and on with men in charge. But women are the weaker vessels. And you follow behind these corrupt, incompetent, the real weak gender, these men. You follow them. And you're going to follow them into extinction. And there's nothing your God can do because your God has no power. The only thing your God can do is say, bye-bye. If the God existed. Brothers and sisters, if you have to believe in these things, then do that. If that belief helps you, then so be it. I'm not here to make mockery. I'm not here to tear you down. But somewhere, y'all, we're going to have to accept the reality of things. I want your God to have power. We need some power. You've been waiting on Jesus over 2,000 years. But if you and me was waiting on a cab and that cab was 15, 20 minutes late, you would have a fit. Now, why would you get mad or angry at the cab driver for being 20 minutes late when you've been waiting on Jesus for 2,000 years? Do you know how many people, generations, have come and gone in 2,000 some years? Do you know? Peace, brother John Henry. Peace, 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 Syrian. Peace, I can help you. Peace to everybody that's listening. Peace to everybody. I want to say again, y'all. Come on. The chat room is open. The link, y'all, you can come right here and explain and show me the power of God right now. If you said that God has power, then you come here, click the link. Where is it? Let me do it. Let me put it in the chat room. I'm going to put the link right now. And you can thumb down all you want to. I don't care about that. It don't mean nothing. You can come into the chat room. The link to come into this box with me is right here. Hey Tyrone on Facebook, how you doing? If you can show us, not just me, show us the power of God right now. Come show me. Click on the link, come in the box with me, and you show me. I want to see it. I need to see this. I want to look, let me tell you something. On the real tip, I want to be a believer. No, see, no, I take that back. I want to know that there's a God that would back me up, that got power. I want to know this. And if it's Jesus, I have no problem. I have no problem with telling people about Jesus or Muhammad or any of these gods. But I'm not a child no more. I don't live in the world of make-believe. You got to show me the real thing. I don't care about your singing and your dancing and your pretty talk and all this stuff. I don't care about that stuff. Show me the power. Uh-oh. See, power went out. Power went out. Power came back on. Power. Your God is supposed to be able to do just the same way I was able to cut the power on and off on this lamp. That's the kind of power your God's supposed to be showing us. Your God's supposed to be able to show you. I can protect you from your enemies. If you're hungry, I will feed you. If your enemies come against you, I will slay them. That's what I want. I want it now. If you can't show it to me now, get out of my face. Take your kindergarten Barbie doll belief. Go on with that. I got real stuff I have to deal with. I don't care about that. If you can show us the power, even after this video is over, send me an email, send me a message, so we can set up a Google Hangout so you can show us the power. Because we need to. I live in the state of Missouri, the show me state. You got to show me. Ain't that right, Terry? Ain't that right, Terry? I love my info. Hey, show me the power. Where's the beef? Otherwise, don't bring that to me. I will still respect you. I love you. But that's not going to help. That make-believe world is not helping us. Where was God the whole 400 years of slavery? Where was God at? Where was God in the segregated South during Jim Crow when they was putting ropes around people's necks and raping your wife in front of your face? Where was your God at? Where was God when Trayvon Martin got shot in the heart by that devil George Zimmerman? And that little boy was shot by that police officer. Where's your God? Where's the power? Don't play me for a fool. I'm not your fool. I don't have time for that. Even your God says that you got to do this on your own. If you take a step, I'll take a step with you. But if that's the case, if I can do this by myself, what do I need you for? I don't need you. If I can take a step by myself, I don't need you. Oh man, I know some folks. I know. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know. Come on now. I don't mean to hurt you. Come on. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. With that said, brothers and sisters, you know, I'm here to learn. This audience is here to learn. If you can show us the power, hey, I'm open. My mind is open. I want to see it. Don't talk about it. I want to be able to see it. I want to see it. I want you to show me the power when it's off, and I want you to show me when the power comes on. It's simple as that. I don't have to believe nothing. Just show me. And I have nothing else to say. There it is. Right? Okay. With that said, hey, Brother Leon, how's the wife and children? Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I much appreciate it. I thought I was going to be here by myself, but that's not the case. And I'm a little frustrated, but the Mississippi campaign is still rolling. I get that. Yeah, I get that number, brother Henry, and yeah, Mississippi campaign is still rolling. I don't like giving up, so don't think I just give up on stuff, because that's just not my nature. That's not my nature. Just have to use the brain to try to find a good way, the best strategy in order to do something. I don't believe in giving up on nothing. But with that said, to YouTube and Facebook, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And we getting ready to get out of here. You enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if I'm blessed by God, I don't think God likes me right now. We will see each other again. So as important as Don Cornelius always say to us, I wish us love, peace, and soul. Yes, that's right, Brother Henry. Check. I'm already 5,000. Catch y'all on the flip.